going to learn the modes. Stay tuned. Easy, quick, as fast as we can. Learn the modes. Okay, we're going to begin with a quick story. The story is from a 1980s movie called The Karate Kid. You've probably seen it, maybe you haven't. I'm going to get the whole story out in about a minute. Kid moves to a new school and gets beat up. And he's not very cool at the new school. Well, the new school, the cool kids are into martial arts. He doesn't know anything about martial arts. There's an old guy in town that's supposed to used to be a karate master, so he goes and begs this guy, hey, teach me karate, teach me karate. I'm getting beat up at school. No. Finally, the old man says, okay, but you got to do what I tell you. Okay, that's fine. You're going to wax my car. Like, wax your car? Yes, you got to wax this old car. And so he says, but you got to do it this way. Wax on, wax off. You can't, and so he's trying to do it another way. No, Daniel's son, wax on, wax off. So he has to wax this guy's car. Then he's got to paint the fence. Then he's got to do all this other kind of stuff. And of course, the kid gets really upset and yells at the old man, hey, this is stupid. What am I doing? I wanted to learn karate. And the old man comes at him with a punch and he says, wax on, boom. And the motion that he'd been working on with waxing blocks the punch, and he says wax off, and he blocks the punch, and he shows him that all these motions that he was really specific, do it this way, all came to be karate motions. Now let's take this to the guitar. The modes are everything as soon as you want to go from being a rhythm player to being a shredder. If you want to be a shredder, you have to know the modes. Now, do you have to know which mode to put over which at all these times? Not necessarily. We are not even going to talk about that in this episode. That's all next episode. This episode, where to put your fingers. You are going to get so good at where you put your fingers. You're going to practice this and practice this and practice this that you're going to wax on, wax off. And you're going to listen to solos that you've heard before, and you're going to say, that was so far away when I heard it and I saw the tab and I'm like, I can't learn it. And then you're going to, especially, like Chris Broderick stuff and, Nevermore stuff, old Cacophony and Racer X stuff, Petrucci stuff, definitely Yngwie. When the Herman Lee solo is just so far away you could never play it. You're going to now look it up and go, wait a minute. That's all the Dorian fingering. And it's going to take that huge distance from where he's at to where you're at, and it's going to shrink it. And you're going to go, oh, he's playing in Dorian, and then he changes to this. Once you learn where the fingers go, it's going to make so much more sense. You're going to get to all these big-time shredders, the Andy Jameses of the world, and you're going to go, oh, that's what he's doing. I get it. And because your fingers are going to know the way, you're going to know half the solo. I can do that. My fingers know how. Wax on, wax off. I know karate. I printed up this sheet. Whoopoo! It is available in a download right down there. Download it, print it, and put it up in the corner and just go, okay, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. We're going to go through them all, show you where it's going to go. We're going to play everything in the key of E minor because that's probably the most popular heavy metal, hard rock kind of a thing. So we're going to go through all the fingerings. Once you learn this, go practice it. In another week or two, we're going to come back and say, okay, now when you want to do this, slide this mode over this root note. But for right now, fingering. That's all we're going to work on. All right, so pick up your guitar, and we are going to be in G major, which is 3 notes down. E minor. So let's start. We are going to start. I'm going to actually put these up here in an image so you don't have to try to look at this page. We are going to start with the Ionian. The Ionian is the root of the major chord. We are in G major, E minor, Ionian starts on that G. And we're going to go 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. Ionian. The next one is Dorian. Dorian. And what you're going to notice is these are all the same notes. All the notes of the Ionian are the same exact notes as the Dorian if you're sliding like we're sliding. So we're going to start with G, then we're going to go up to A, and so this is going to be A Dorian. And Dorian is going to go 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 4, 6, 3, 4, 6. So go back to our root of G major if we want to. The next one is Phrygian. So we're going to take the first or the last two notes of our Dorian to make Phrygian. 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. So back to Phrygian. From Phrygian, we go to Lydian. Lydian is going to go 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5. And then over here, we've got another swap. We've got 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 7. I think, is Lydian the only one with a 7? I think it is. Lydian's the only one with a 7. So from the Lydian, we take the next step up and we go to Mixolydian. Mixolydian is starting to get close to our minor root. So you're going to be playing a lot of Mixolydian along with your minor pentatonic scale. And you're going to notice a lot of the notes from the minor pentatonic are, in fact, all the notes are in the mode, but some of the notes are in different modes. So we're going to go to Mixolydian, which is 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 3, 4, 6, 3, 5, 6. From Mixolydian, then we get to the next, which is Aeolian. Now, Aeolian is the root minor. So we're back to E. We could play it up here, or we could play it here, and we're going to go 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 3, 4, 6. Now the last one is we have the Locrian, sometimes pronounced a little different, Locrian. Doesn't really matter as long as you know how to finger it. We're going to start with right here, and we are going to go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and that would be 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. Now we're going to learn something interesting when we get to the Locrian. The Locrian is the last position before we're back to the root of the major. Now, what is interesting about the Locrian? The Locrian teaches us that all the fingerings are the same. No matter where we are on the neck, no matter where we are in the modes, it always follows the same pattern. So if you had a 7-string, follow this pattern and you can figure out what's on the next string. Because we don't have any more shifts in the tuning that we have on the B and the high E, we don't need to shift our hand anymore, so we can follow the same pattern that Locrian teaches us. So if we had an 8-string, we can keep dropping it down. If we had a 9-string, we can keep dropping it down and we never leave the mode. What is that pattern? We go, turn this down, we go index finger, ring finger, pinky finger, and we'll call it 1, 2, 4. We have 2 sets of this. We go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. After that, while we're ascending, we go 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, adding the ring finger and dropping the middle finger. We go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. So 2 of 1, 2, 4, 2 of 1, 3, 4, 3 of 1, 3, 5. So if we were continuing to go down, so we would have, we would be here and go, and what would the next be? We would go one step between each, so it would be 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. You know, if you had 9 strings or whatever. That's what the Locrian teaches us. Now, the names, probably not important. The fingerings are important. Like I said, you're going to see a tab and you're going to go, that Yngwie tab. Oh my gosh, when people say he plays in this mode all the time, that's the fingering. I could learn part of that solo. Now, maybe I can't play it as fast or as clean as he played it in the day, but at least I'm a lot closer to where I was, because when I looked at that tab last year, oh my gosh, that was so far away. I looked at it for like 2 minutes and threw it away because it's too far. Hopefully, when you learn these fingerings, wax on, wax off, it's going to bring them way closer and you're going to be able to do these things. Take that page, print it out, staple it to your wall, and practice those fingerings, because in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, I'm going to come in and show you how you take that fingering and move them over a different root while in the key. Or sometimes you're going to be with a really progressive band and you're going to be trying out and you're going to go, hey, what key are we in? They're going to go, we're in D Dorian. Okay. Like, for a lot of people, that doesn't make any sense. What is D Dorian? That's not a key. There's D minor, there's D major. Well, when you're playing in, Dream Theater kind of stuff, or Porcupine Tree, or, some of the super progressive stuff, they don't play in the standard keys we play. They play in a D Dorian or F sharp Ionian or, whatever. So they may hit you with, we're in D Dorian on this one. Okay. Or we're in D Dorian, then we shift to E minor. Okay. So this is how we're going to understand that, to know the notes in D Dorian. Don't worry about that right now. Worry about fingering. Come back in 2 weeks. We're going to wrap this all up. And this is also going to kind of play into where we were talking earlier about our ear training and finding out what we can play over what chords. So we're going to bring those two together and kind of how to formulate our own solos and shred that sounds good, but doesn't sound like I'm just sitting in my bedroom playing my scales all day. Hey, I hope this helped. Learn those fingerings, and it's going to take you a long way. Even if you never watch another one of my videos, learn those fingerings. It's going to be a big help in your playing. This is Buzz Miller, Wannabe Studios, and we'll catch you later. Keep on rocking.